Good evening to all of my fellow friends out there that just enjoys looking at my happy face here on YouTube. Uh, Tonight's discussion, in my opinion and thought, is I want to relate to each and every one about smells. Uh, Natural, non-natural, and then we'll throw in the allergy factor. Uh-huh, allergies. Most people has allergies, especially if you live in the area that we do here in southeast Tennessee. A lot of the allergies are natural. I'll admit, I'm highly allergic to white clover. Now, I can look at white clover out there in the yard. If I had some, white clover's fine until you take a blade on a lawnmower or a bush hog or whatever, and you hit that white flower, knock that off. Yeah, boy, I'm out for about 2 hours, sometimes longer, but most time around 2 hours puts me out. But that's not the hardest thing. Uh, Sometimes this is how, and I don't know how many of you out here has this. I've had to deal with it with Pop when he was still alive, and this is the best way that I can put it. It affects people differently. Different things affects different people differently. What I'm allergic to, there may not be that many people allergic to it. Other things that people are allergic to, whether they know it or not, I might not be allergic to it. That's the part of being different as human beings. Here's where it gets into in the real world as we live in today. Number one, Pop had a chemical reaction to different chemicals that's man-made. These chemicals are in colognes, perfumes, body washes, sprays, all kinds of things. He was one of the worst that I'd ever seen. We've had to carry him out of restaurants. We've had to help him out of different places. And if anybody's known Pop that's watching this, you've probably seen that, us doing that. I'm allergic to a lot of things that he was to as well. The natural allergies, like the white clover I was speaking about earlier, if I don't get away from it quickly, my eyes, in the corner of my eyes, that's where it starts. It looks like I'm looking in water. In other words, if you had goggles, they start fogging up and water. That's what it looks like, and then it starts spreading across my eye. That's when I know I've been in contact with something that is going to literally kick my hind end. And I better find a couch, a chair, or somewhere to sit down or lay down, because most of the time, or has been in the past, it's about a 2-hour nap. And you ain't gonna wake me up in them 2 hours. Not gonna happen. A lot of people's tried. You can roll me out of bed, you could blow a bomb underneath me, and I'd never know it. Here's the thing. The doctors have told us they can test you for natural allergies, like white clover. They could test me for that. They could find out exactly what it does to me and how it does to me. But and I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to be mean or cruel, but I'm going to take my First Amendment on this. I don't call it colognes, perfumes. I call it stink purdy. And the reason why I call it stink purdy is most audience think that it smells really good, onions. Yeah. And now you excuse my language, but you can smell like a French whore that's been out there for 500,000 years and ain't bathed. That's what it smells like to me, and to most anybody else that's got this same system. And I think a lot of us has got it. It's just a lot of us don't know that they have it, other than they blame it on the natural stuff. Natural stuff don't bother me near as bad as this man-made crap. And I've said it from the get-go. It's just like if you go back to the part of this stuff we're putting in the air, other than carbon monoxide, which we're still putting that in the air, we're going to be putting it in there. But now we've added other things like DEF, DEF, to go in diesel trucks. I'm going to relate it to you this way. I've seen it since this stuff started. Don't see it anymore. Try to stay away from it. When you spill that stuff on anything, like a black plastic or anything, it will turn it white as a sheet. I've seen it in the fuel islands where they fuel the trucks. And that stuff is, when it hits pavement, it's like looking at white ice. And you can't bust it. It's, I mean, solid. Okay. I don't care how you look at it. That's going into the air as well, through the engine, through the combustion part of it and all like that. And it may not settle on the ground like that, but as you keep breathing our air and it's getting more and more and more, I got a feeling you're going to find out it ain't going to be pretty. There's nothing about that stuff that's safe. I'd rather smell diesel. But getting back to the part of allergies and everything, because that's part of it. But getting back to the part of allergies, everybody that's out there that thinks, oh, I put just a little on. If you smell it and you've used it a while, you put a little more, because you don't smell it no more. You get used to it. Whether you're allergic to it or not, if you're allergic to it, you're going to not have a good day. But it's gotten to the point, Tammy will tell you right up front, it's hard for me to go to even a grocery store anymore. We do most of our stuff curbside service. And the reason being is because Walmart, grocery stores, department stores, by the time I get through them and get out, I struggle to get back home. There's been a lot of times she's had to drive me home. Publix was one right here in Cleveland that I thought, yes, for the first few times I went in there, I enjoyed the store. I love Publix anyway. They're a Florida-based grocery store chain. But they had a lot of things that I like, want to buy and stuff like that. And I go in there and I get it. But the last, 2-3 times now? Mm-hmm. Of course, the last couple of times has been on a Sunday. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry, I'm a Christian. No, I'm not sorry that I'm a Christian. I'm sorry that I'm going to make this remark, but I am a Christian, born again believer. God is my Savior. But my goodness, people, come on. That's the reason why I can't go to church anymore and sit and enjoy myself in a church service. I'm going to go back into time. This is way back before we know it was a chemical time. Pop used to go, when we was on the farm and I was younger, he used to go and sit down he was a deacon of the church. He'd go sit down on the pew of the church to listen to beautiful music, and listen to the pastor. He wouldn't be in there no time flat till, the pastor would be speaking or whatever to start with, and there'd be Pop sitting on the front pew as a deacon, snoring his head off. And the pastor would just look over, at the audience and say, well, Alan's had a busy week. He's tired. No, he wasn't tired. Most time it's during the wintertime. We didn't do that much during the wintertime other than milk cows and, slop the hogs and do all that. He was gassed by what I said earlier, stink purdy. You guys smell like a Bethune. All right? We can't smoke in restaurants. We can't do this in restaurants. And we can't do this in stores like we used to back in the old day. They are to make it, since we're going to make all these laws, they are to make it a law. You are not allowed in any closed area with anybody else with stink purdy on. It's the most dangerous stuff in the world. Getting back to the doctors point blank told us, I can test you for natural things. I cannot test you for chemicals. And the reason being is because for them to test you for like natural stuff, they have to get your body, put it in your body to see what it does to you. If a doctor puts a man-made chemical in you that you think you're allergic to, they point blank looked at us eyeball to eyeball and said it could kill you. It could. Not it's going to. Don't anybody get me wrong on that. It could go straight to your head and kill you in the brain in an instant. They will not do it. So therefore, man-made crap that I would say 80% of people want to throw on their body, put on their clothes. And I'm going to give you a quick list. I know it's 12 minutes here now, and it's going to be a little longer tube. If you're still listening, you're going to find out some things I'm allergic to. The one that has caused me to pass completely out in the bathroom trying to take a you-know-whaty is Febreze. You get me around Febreze, it is not going to be a good day for me, and especially the people that had to break down the door to get to me. Gain, I found out that used to back in the day, I washed my clothes in Tide. Tide, it's not too bad. All of them do a different deal. And some is not as bad. It's just like regular allergies, natural allergies. But a lot of you people out there that think you've got natural allergies from this stuff right here, it may not be the natural allergies. It may be the crap you're putting on or you're doing your laundry in or whatever. Now, there's just, and like I said, we're all different. Gain may not affect you. Tide may not affect you. What I'm using may affect you. I use the Armor All, not Armor All, Armor Hammer, which was, the maker of baking soda, but they're doing washing powders now. And I have to watch what kind that I use of theirs as well. But the thing, just like trying to be with family yesterday, and that's one reason why I guess I brought this up, is trying to be with family that when we've lost a loved one, which was one of my uncles, I had to leave. Instead of causing a scene, I had to leave. I never smelt so much crap in all of my life. If you can't take a bath and get the niceness off of you to where you don't smell, and you got to cover your body in something that stinks that bad and cause most people around you issues to where that they can't enjoy or be with families when they need to be with them or whatever, you really flipping need to get a life. Now, I'm sorry, that's my First Amendment. But I'm tired of this. I'm tired of basically living like a hermit. I've watched my dad live like a hermit for years. because he couldn't go into places, he couldn't do this, and every time he tried it, it's the same way with me. So if anybody's listening to this, you want to share it to other people. If you've experienced any of these things, but you just think about your life, where you've been, what you're doing. You walk into a restaurant, you come back out, what do? You go home. Well, I just ate too much. Well, that might not have been what was it. You may be allergic to something that somebody had on in there or anything. Allergies is just not a natural allergy. That's a natural allergy. We've got man-made stuff now that's worse than natural allergy ever thought about being. So just think about it. If you're not allergic to none of it, hey, my hat's off to you. I'm tickled to death. But back smoking and everything, used to could smoke in the restaurants, now we can't. All right, I can't go to a flipping restaurant because I can't stand to smell your French whore perfume, and causes me to be knocked out and drove home by somebody else. And hopefully, but I know I'm getting I get a little uptight about it. I guess I wanted to wait till I calmed down a little bit. Last night was horrid. I never experienced a night like last night. Didn't sleep worth 2 cents. Thought people were coming in the house, and they weren't. It was one of the most horrible nights I've ever had. Whatever got in my system yesterday from up there, from 90% of the people that walked in that place smelling like French whores with that stink pretty on, caused me to do things that I'd never experienced before. Caused me to really, really just, it didn't put me out like it usually does. It made me a flipping walking zombie. Couldn't sleep. And normally it knocks me out. This didn't do it. This here wound me up into a different position I've never even been before. So all I'm saying, people, is think about it. I hope this goes viral. And I'm sure there's other people that knows the same thing I know about this stuff, but either afraid to put it out there or they're trying to get it out there. I know there's been some talk on TV, which I know I don't listen to TV anymore, but back a few years ago, I've heard a couple of people trying to get the word out on the TV, and you never heard nothing from them since. It's too big of a business. But I'm gonna try to list this to where everybody might want to listen to it that would, hey, react to, okay, this may not be a good thing. We might ought to look at this. So the ones out there that's got a brain cell, all I'm asking is think before you spray, think before you douse your little on. You may think it smells good. If you got to put it on there because you smell bad, there's something wrong. You need to take another shower. Sorry. I ain't wore nothing, I can't tell you how long. I used to back in the day and didn't know what it was doing to me until it was too late. So let's keep that in mind. Love you guys. Hope you are having a wonderful evening.